Minnesota's new director of program integrity says Tim O'Malley will be soon stepping away, adding most of his work now is done.
So that discovery today had leaders of the House Fraud Committee kind of caught off guard here. After the meeting ended, our Eric Shalou worked to get some reaction and learn what's next. He joins us now live at the Capitol. Eric.
Yeah, after that meeting, I caught up with Tim O'Malley, who told me he wants to see some sort of independent entity come in to state government to help oversee fraud prevention efforts. Now, O'Malley told me he did everything he was tasked to do by Governor Tim Walz, find the fraud, look into the history of oversight, and then provide a roadmap of sorts on how to fix the problems. Well, some of those lawmakers that you mentioned that we heard from today were a little surprised that it's almost wrapping up after 6 weeks.
Employees, providers, recipients.
Minnesota's Director of Program Integrity, Tim O'Malley, telling House members that he's finishing up his work, leaving lawmakers wondering what's next when it comes to fighting fraud in taxpayer programs.
My role now should be transitioned to somebody who will have the independence, have the skill set, and have the backbone, quite frankly, to hold people accountable and move this forward.
Back in December, Governor Tim Walz appointed former Judge O'Malley to the brand new role to strengthen the state's fraud-fighting efforts by finding holes in taxpayer-funded programs. It opened a lot of eyes, raised a lot of eyebrows that you may be done soon looking into fraud efforts. Tell me that timeline.
Well, the timeline is my task, as I mentioned, was to examine the past, come up with some specific recommendations for long-term solutions. I think that the roadmap does that.
O'Malley feels the report he turned over was exactly what he was hired to do. Republican Fraud Committee Chair Representative Kristen Robbins was surprised.
I was stunned. When his appointment was announced, we were under the impression he was staying through the end of the Walz administration.
Lead DFL member on the committee, Representative Dave Pinto, says conversations continue on who that independent voice to fight fraud should be.
I do think that having someone independent undertake the kind of review that he has been very helpful. But we'll have to kind of see where things go.
O'Malley says the state should not delay in finding an independent voice. Do you feel as though lawmakers need to get someone in, or the administration needs to get someone in to replace you?
Yes.
And if that doesn't happen in a timely manner, does that concern you?
Yes.
O'Malley did not provide a timeline on when he will wrap up his efforts working for the state. Meanwhile, we did reach out to Governor Tim Walz's office to see what's next. Will someone else be going in, or the next steps? At last check, we've yet to hear back, but we'll stay on top of it for you. Live outside of the state capitol here this afternoon in St. Paul, I'm Eric Shalou, 5 Eyewitness News.